Nail or beauty school was just the beginning, right? What on earth do you do now? Welcome to the Salon Success Podcast with Monaco Nail Academy. Our topics stretch beyond nails and into all things salon related, business, marketing, and social media, and at the very least hits you with real, honest stories about our experiences. This isn't school, this is real life, real business, and really freaking hard work. The Salon Success Podcast is recorded live on Mondays at 5 p.m. New Zealand time via facebook.com/Monaco Nail Academy and available on Spotify and Google playlists. Before we get started, wherever you are, thumbs up, tag a friend in the comments, or hit that share button and support small business. Hey guys, Penny here from Monaco Nail Academy, and today I'm joined by a couple of people. We've got Jessie, one of our educators. Hi, Jessie.
Hello.
Hey, yo. And we've also got Erin, who is week three of her training. Hi, Erin.
Hi, Penny.
Hiya. So Erin just started week 3 today, and we have coerced her into joining us for the day. So to kick things off, we always like to jump straight into the deep end of real life as a nail tech. So Jessie, can you start us off? What has been the hardest thing about running your salon this week?
Same as last week. I didn't work this week. I was away in Taranaki, and I just found that I'm just drowning in children because it was the school holidays. So I felt I thought I would have time before the holidays to set up my posts for the fortnight, but I didn't. So I've basically had 2 weeks of nothing. And then last night I just did a random post because I was just flip. People are going to think I've dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah. What about you, Erin? What has been the hardest part of your nail tech journey over the last week or so?
Expectations of myself, which is a personal thing, and then skill-wise time, because if we had all the time in the world, we'd all be perfect, but it's not real life. So that's real life nail teching compared to me just playing at home with products. That's my big lesson.
So not having as much time as you would like to practice.
Yeah, or challenging myself. It's the biggest challenge.
And you have the most high standards of anyone I've ever met, so I can imagine that is frustrating with hands off you.
I think she's really maybe she's a perfectionist, but she pushes herself. So we were talking today about time limits, and I said you girls are really good at listening to me and being okay, by this time I want you to have finished application so you can move on to filing. She actually listens, whereas I have had students not listen. We've gone way over. It's gotten a little bit awkward with the models. I've had to really be on them. And then at the end of the class, they're like, you didn't give us enough time. I'm like, I gave you 27
as much time as anyone else has got.
Actually.
Yeah.
So,
but that's also part of Erin's perfectionism and high standards is that if she goes over the time you gave her, then that is a personal failure. So by her meeting that time, she's ticking a little box in her brain.
But I think that because her personality, we do these personality things. She's actually an eagle, but I think she's an owl.
Owl is my second one.
Yeah.
Owl is my second one. I'm a total eagle.
She's definitely an eagle.
Penny's a total eagle.
Yeah.
Penny's a total eagle. I think you're borderline owl and eagle.
Yeah. She's definitely a mix.
Yeah.
All right. So
bluntness.
Yeah, I can too. Yeah. Owls and eagles do well. Yeah. Eagles and eagles do well, but sometimes they can butt heads.
Yes. Well, either they butt heads or get on like a house on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always one or the other. So then, okay, if you're watching live, tell us in the comments what you struggled with this week while we move on to some happier notes and not dissecting Erin while she's right here. What was that?
What did you struggle with?
Oh, what did I struggle with? Time, but I didn't have clients last week. So it wasn't a client thing. I had a couple of people that I saw randomly, but I taught a lot more classes last week than I normally do. And so my struggle thing is not I don't know, it's not really along the lines of what we normally talk about, but because I've got back issues that we've talked about lots and lots and lots, I joined a gym a few weeks ago, and I guess I need to be stricter. The trainers are aware of my back issues, but I think I need to be stricter with not, like, I worry that I'm letting them down, or they think I'm trying to pike out of stuff because I'm weak or new or whatever, when really my back hurts. So between my back injury and teaching way more than normal, I didn't go to the gym at all last week, and it's only the 3rd week since I committed to the idea. So that's my struggle, is just trying to find balance between all these different things. And
it's always hard adding something new, because you have like this scale and it's balanced, and then you add something new, so you sort of like drop for a little bit, and then you like work it in if it's important to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember somebody asking. Sorry, you go.
No, you go.
I remember somebody asking me to take on like a new commitment. Me and Hayden, my husband, to take on a new commitment like a month or so ago, and they were just like, it's just all about balance and like sort of introducing it to your life so you can balance it. I'm like, there is no balance. All our weights are on the floor. You're just chucking another weight down for us to pick up.
Yeah.
There is no balance. So yeah,
and
like when it comes to it's not quite balanced, but it's just that. Yeah.
And the teaching days that I did last week and this week coming, can you hear my cat jingling his bell?
Yeah.
The teaching days that I've done are not going to be normal. They're abnormal as we shift our schedule, and I'm covering shifts that our schedule change from next month will take out. So it's hard because I'm just trying to shuffle stuff around. There's no point me trying to find a new routine. These are just a couple of really weird weeks that won't repeat themselves. So yeah, I mean, first world problems. It could be much worse. The last week's been pretty good. What was your highlight, Jessie? Nothing, because you didn't do anything.
Probably teaching today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I always buzz out when I teach the girls, because to me, it's not just their ability, it's me seeing my teaching ability translate to their ability. Yeah. And that's really rewarding to me. Like their smile lines. So for anybody watching, hi Holly, for anybody watching, they did French smile lines with acrylic for the first time today, and every single one of them had beautiful smile lines,
and sculpted, not just like sticking on tips, actually creating the smile line.
Yeah.
Everyone used forms as well.
Everyone used forms.
Really?
I converted 2 people to forms. They were convinced at the beginning of the day, I'm a tip person.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, can you please use forms today? And they were like, okay, I really like forms.
I quite like the mix of tips and forms in this group, though. Like, I like that not everyone has just been a sheep and gone for forms just because we like them. Like, a few people have tried tips at the start of the day, forms at the end of the day, and things like this. And I like that experimentation on the part of the students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was training, we only really did forms, and tips were just too hard. Whereas I think with the new curriculum, there's a bit more time spent on tips, and I think
are you sure? I think the only way we've done it previously, we used to do it equal tips and forms, and then now we do 1 forms, 1 tips, and then everyone gets to choose from then on what they do. I don't know.
Yeah, I trained like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. Erin, what was your highlight this week?
This week's only Monday. So
for the last 7 days.
Oh, last 7 days. Okay. Yeah, definitely juicy. Last 7 days is the attention to detail in the acrylic teaching has, I found, allowed me to excel at acrylic a lot more than I thought I would. Like, it's
you don't have to just suck up to us. You can.
No. I'm saying it makes sense. It's blimmin' hard, but it at least makes sense. I thought, like, if you look at all the perfect conditions you need to create a quality acrylic nail, it's like rocket science. It feels like that way when you first learn, but at least it's making sense. So is that my success? Is that it makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you understand something, I think the quote is like, learn the rules.
Learn the rules like a pro, so you can break them like an artist.
You can break them like an artist. So once you understand the products and how they work, you can break the rules within the confines of the product actually curing, if that makes sense. So like we were showing them some 3D art with acrylic earlier, and I was like, even though you may not want to offer 3D art, this is like brilliant beads and ratios practice, because you're breaking the rules and seeing what works and what doesn't off of a client.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. I feel like I can practice and achieve, not like all of my energy has to go in just understanding it in my head.
That's good. Yeah. My highlight, I don't know, like, I really like this group of girls that we're working with at the moment. Not that any group is particularly bad, but this group just I think when you get a group where everybody gets along with each other and becomes a team, that's what makes a difference.
There's like amazing communication skills within these girls.
Yeah. But I mean, in the last week, I only worked 3 days because I was a slacker, and I had those scheduling issues that I was just talking about. So, like, I don't know. The last week, I think the highlight was just that I like our team and I like the people that I'm working with, but I didn't really have anything like drastic. Our website's nearly ready, I suppose, but that'll be the highlight of the year when it's actually just finished.
Are you sure it's nearly ready?
Don't jinx it, Jessie. Oh my lord, I'm pretty sure it's nearly ready. We'll see. But, I mean, I'm running out of time to keep working on it, so it better be nearly ready. If you guys are watching live, we want to hear your highlights as well. Pop in the comments of our Facebook video if you're watching on Facebook, or jump onto our Facebook page if you're listening to this as a replay, and let us know what the highlight of your week was too. So we love the competition-free zone here at Monaco, where we do support and build up our peers instead of seeing them as competition to be fed or fought. So, Erin, I'm going to jump straight to you. What we're looking for is a shout-out to a nail tech that you love. So we just want to shout out. It can be anyone. It can be someone you know. It can be someone you don't know. Just a shout-out. Who are you following at the moment that you love watching or love following on social media?
I like a smaller one. Her name's Kylie Ferry. She's got about 10,000 followers on YouTube. She's an absolute laugh to watch. But what you just said about learning the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist, that's Kylie. Like, she's quirky, but technically, from my judgment, insanely talented. And I feel like as a beginner, I can learn and be inspired from her.
What's the spelling of her last name?
So she's Kylie, K-Y-L-E-A, Ferry, W-H-E-R-R-Y.
L-E-A?
Yeah, it's unusual. And then Ferry, W-H. Yeah, the English language, right? So
definitely wouldn't have typed them in like that.
Yeah.
Nope. Glad I asked for the spelling.
Yeah, so that, and then among the Monaco crew, I met the lovely, lovely Courtney Cook from 99 Nails.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe she's 20, and looking through her stuff just on
Instagram. She's awesome, eh?
Yeah, so that's a Monaco girl and a smaller but wonderful Instagram tech. Yeah.
We also have another young student. I don't know if I've got the name right. Is her name Danina Wu? Penny? Yep. She's really young. And Danina, she's brilliant. Yeah. She passed while still at school.
Yeah, she was like 16 and did it in her holidays and stuff, eh? so much dedication.
And she's great.
Are there a couple of comments popping up? I can't see them, but I can see movement.
So we've got Teresa, hey Teresa, and then Penny Hostetler has said that she is amazed. I'm guessing she's talking about 99 Nails.
Yeah, I think because Penny worked with Courtney as well at the Beauty Expo.
Oh yeah, that Penny. Hi Penny.
So while you guys are listening, please do us a favor and hit the like button really quick if you are enjoying the podcast episode, because it does help us get to more people and more listeners. You could tag a friend in the comments if you know of someone who would enjoy it. But before we continue on with this episode, we just want to take a quick ad break to talk again about our 2 brand new Color Gloss collections that are in stock now. We've got Shirley Devoted, which is comprised of 6 blush shades, and So Fly, which is 6 totally different colors that are about as bright as it gets, and holy crap, my clients are going nuts for those ones. Come and visit us this week. We're there every day, or email shop@monaco.ac.nz to order if you are a Kiwi listener. So we want to move on to the topic of the week, and the topic of the week is sharing your journey on social media. So girls, Jessie and Erin, we're going to talk about how much of your journey people are seeing on social media, when the last time you posted a pic of something that wasn't nails was, what story it told, and that sort of thing. So sharing it, I think this is actually like the perfect topic, and I don't know if this is why you chose it, Jessie, but Erin is nailing this at the moment. Is that, have you been following her?
I didn't.
Oh, you need to follow Erin. Shout yourself out. What's your Insta?
Yeah, you go.
Me, Serene Nail Studio.
All one word? Yeah. So, yeah, I think...
I follow you on my nail page. This is my personal page.
Oh, thanks. I haven't got much.
But,
you haven't got much, but what you have got is really good content.
Thank you.
And also her stories every day are journey stories, not like, they are showing the journey of being a student. So this is something that we try and encourage all of our students to do, is to start posting on social media immediately as soon as they enroll, because on social media, it's social media. It's not ads media. It is for people to interact and form relationships with people and with businesses. And your customers are going to be more loyal if they feel like they know you. So as soon as you enroll, starting to share your journey and your ups and your downs and that sort of thing is super important to crossing the barrier of being just another ad on social media and actually being someone people want to follow, someone people feel loyal to because they've seen the ups and the downs, and they see, like, you don't want to cross the line into sharing too much personal life. It's not that. It's on the other side of the line from that, where you're just sharing business related personal thoughts and feelings, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Jessie, when was the last time that you posted a picture of something that wasn't nails on your social media?
Last night.
Oh, is that why you chose this topic? Because you knew that I'd ask and then you knew that you'd nail it?
Maybe.
You cheated.
Yeah. Penny Hostetler says that it's nice to see you on the podcast, Erin.
Hi, Penny. Thanks.
It is nice to see her on the podcast. We love having students. We've only had a couple of
love having guests on there.
Yeah. So I posted last night, and it was a result of 2 weeks of not being on top of anything because my kids are crazy. But totally my fault. I could have been more organized. But I have a schedule of posting now that I've got my cabin. And back when I first started, I was posting journey photos, and like the first time somebody sent me a package to Shine Nail Design, and I felt so amazing. And just like my struggles when I was practicing, like being pregnant and practicing and stuff like that. And then when I got my cabin, I started being really consistent with my posting, but it also became very planned and like, this is what I'm going to post about now. This is what I'm going to post about now. And it wasn't all nails, but most of it was. And then I found last night that like I sort of got my social media mojo back, and I just like being real. And I just posted a meme of somebody saying, yeah, if you could go back to school right now, that'd be great. Like, because I'm just over it. And even though I really, really wanted my Instagram to be that grid look, you know, like the photo
like
quote,
theme.
and then it comes up as like this beautiful grid. It's just not me. Like, I just like being funny and like posting about real life, like being a mum, working for myself and doing nails are like three things that not everybody does. And so I quite enjoy seeing other people's journey and not just their nails. So I think that I will enjoy social media a lot more if I start doing this more often.
Okay, yeah. I just had a quick scroll through my Facebook, and I did post a meme like a week ago. So on my Facebook, I do a little bit, but I actually totally agree with you in terms of like my Facebook is super scheduled because all of my social media for me as a nail tech is not like, it's not my number one priority. Promoting Monaco is my number one priority. So my client side of things does tend to be pretty heavily scheduled, and my Instagram, the last time I posted something that wasn't nails was November last year. But I do like that grid aspect. I like having, well, it's not a grid, but every single photo is posed exactly the same, and I quite like that. But one thing I could be doing is using my stories, which I don't do. If I'm working on stuff with stories, it's for Monaco. So with Monaco, though, we're pretty good at posting journey stuff because our theme is that one entire row of our Insta is sharing students' work, and another entire row is classroom pictures, and then the third row is anything else, basically. So that's where our journey goes, and our student journey is kind of in there as well. So on our Monaco one, I think we're pretty good, but I really super agree with you about scheduling getting a little bit stale, because I think we're really good at scheduled content, but our Instagram is a little bit more on the fly. Not on the fly, but because you can't schedule Instagram easily, I always post it daily. So I post what I feel like posting, even though I have a folder of stuff ready to go. And I've been thinking more and more lately about our Facebook needing to have a few more on the fly posts just to give it that journey feel. Erin, you, like we said, you've been absolutely nailing posting the journey stuff. Are you mostly focusing on Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram at the moment, because that's what I personally use before starting my own, but I do need to get into Facebook. But
where's your target market though? What age bracket is your target market?
Younger. So Instagram, Instagram
you might not even need to worry about Facebook at all. Like, I mean, I know that you've got pretty big goals for going full-time, so I suppose there's the argument that you should not exclude anything. But if your target market is on Instagram, then put a lot of effort into Instagram and not worry too much, like jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing.
You could always share your Instagram page on your personal page or on I'll go get my charger. You could always share your Instagram page link on your Facebook page and ask people to, like, your personal Facebook page, and ask people to come and follow you. Or you could post it on like your community pages near you and say, I'm around this area. I have a special going at the moment. Hop over to my Instagram and leave a link to your Instagram. And that's how you could use Facebook. Because I find that my Instagram is for my pretty photos, but then I get most people interacting and booking through my Facebook. But that's just
because your target market is older and they're on Facebook.
So my target market, most don't follow me on Instagram. Most of my Instagram followers are overseas people that have found me probably from my hashtags.
Yeah, so you'd do better focusing on your Facebook than your Insta. I agree with the community pages thing, but I personally disagree with posting on Facebook and asking people to follow you on Insta with your personal Facebook. And I'll explain why, and then you feel free to disagree and do it anyway, but I'll just explain why. Because the most important statistic on most social media platforms is engagement, and you want people that are actually interested in what you're posting. Whereas if you post on your personal Facebook to your friends and say, can everyone go and follow my Instagram page, you're going to get people that are following you out of loyalty, not out of genuine interest. So when they're scrolling, they're not going to be as ready to engage because they liked your page or your profile almost as a favor. So generally, when people get their friends to follow their pages, their stats are worse than if they just build it organically. And some of your friends will end up on it anyway, because those are the ones that actively sought it out because it wasn't a genuine interest of theirs. So you can do what you like, but that is definitely a perspective to consider.
I agree, but I found that the way I asked was more like, I'm going to stop posting nails on my personal page, so if you want to see the nails I do, go and follow me.
Yeah, definitely. That works. Where do you guys think the line is between oversharing and being relatable?
Nudes. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
So relatable.
I think it still needs to be brought back to your business. Like, I think if you're going to share, like, holiday photos, you need to be like, thank you guys so much. My income, my nail income was my holiday fund, and because you guys are so supportive, I'm able to be on holiday. Or look at how cute my nails look over in Fiji. Or, like I think that when you're sharing real life posts, they need to come back to your business in some way. Like my post last night was about the holidays and how I really want my kids to go back to school so that I can actually get back on top of things with my business and see some of my clients. Like I feel like if it's completely out of the blue, like, here, look at my cat. Sorry, Penny, I'm not a huge cat fan. But like, here, look at my cat. Cool. Like, you've instantly got the cat followers like, oh crap, is she going to only talk about her cat now? But if you say, here's my little mascot in my nail salon.
Yeah.
It brings, if that makes sense. So I think
definitely. I think, so I have one thing.
I'm just grabbing my charger. Keep talking.
Sure. I think one thing that helps bridge that line is solutions to problems. I think when it becomes personal, like too personal, is when people are when it comes across like you're whinging. Because I've seen quite a few pages going like, oh, this has happened and it's so hard, or this other thing has happened on top of this other thing, and it becomes quite like very negative. And I just think that if you're going to share failures or negatives or that sort of thing, which I do support, I think you should share both the ups and the downs in order to be relatable. But if you're going to share a negative, it's got to come with a solution as well. So it's got to be, this shit thing happened today, but this is how I turned it into a positive, or this is how I've learned from it, or something like that, so that you're not having too negative of an influence. And it has to, again, relate back to your business. Because if you're upset because, I don't know, something happened in your personal life, but it's not going to impact your business in any way, shape, or form, I don't need to know about it. But when you spill your polish, I want to know.
I want to know. But you want to, like if you're going to share something that's personal like that, you could allude to it, but say something like, you know what, I've had a really bad week, but you guys have been so awesome this week and have made it all worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Things like that.
And like stuff can be switched. Like if you're, like, I've seen people overshare about things like divorces and the resulting house moving and that, like all that stuff that comes with it, which is awful, but it's not business to share. And yes, it does impact your clients, but so many things can be turned into a positive. Like you can say, like, I've ended up moving house with not a lot of notice, so the schedule is a little bit like crazy for the next couple of weeks. However, I'm so excited to show you these couple of positive things about the new location, and you're really going to like them. That no one needs to know why you're moving. The people that come to you all the time who you do have more personal relationships with will find out, but social media doesn't need to know. And so you're still sharing something relatable, because lots of people have had to move with short notice before, but you're spinning it around so that there is a positive at the end of the journey.
I totally agree with the whining thing. Like, my husband's a teacher, and something he says to his students when they approach him is, come to me with solutions. I don't want your problems. So you've got a problem, but come with me to how you want to fix it. I know Penny likes this as well.
It's my favorite.
Come to me with solutions, not problems. And there are two reasons that this is so like that's what we need. Is number one, we've talked about decision fatigue. So everybody, the first reason is everybody in the world is busy. We've got our own problems. We've always got 50 million things coming and swimming in our heads. If somebody then comes to us whining, they've basically dumped their problem in our laps, and we're already overstimulated, overworked, stressed. And then somebody has gone, life sucks, here's my problem. And it's just like, well, my life sucks too, actually. So
but if you posted that your life sucks, here's your problem, but this is what you've done about it, that inspires and motivates people that have also had shit days to go, oh, you're right, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and it stops you from having to make a decision for them. Like, they come and dump their problem, and then you're like, okay, well, like, and then you've got to switch your brain into their problems. Whereas if somebody comes to you with solutions, it's just a much nicer interaction.
It's so much easier. And it, like, I mean, yes, you alluded to the fact that this is a big me thing, but like, because I'm managing students and staff and like business and several aspects of the business, blah, 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 that whole decision fatigue / problem fatigue is so real. And if someone does come to me and go, hey, I balls this up, but here's what I think I need to do to fix it, I'm like, sweet, thank God you've not made it my problem. You're just getting me to approve it. And you might be wrong, and I'll tell you the right way to do it. But most of the time, if you come to someone with the solution, you are 90% correct. And that goes for students, it goes for staff, it goes for pretty much every situation. I can't really think of one where, like, you might need a tweak, but that's about it.
And if all you do is whine, I swear you'll lose people so quick. I know somebody on Instagram who her stories are just all negative. And it's really sad for me to watch, because I'm like, there's nothing I can do for you. And I feel like anything I'm going to say, she's going to jump down my throat anyway. Like,
and it's exhausting.
And it's exhausting. She's draining me.
Yeah.
And it's hard, because I look and I'm just like, I could probably help you, but you're not asking for help. You're just whining. Yeah. And it's draining me, so I don't need you in my life.
So here's a challenge for everybody listening. I challenge you over the next week to post about something negative that happened without making it a negative post. And it can be you spilt your polish, or it can be something awful, or it can be something in between, someone cancelled, someone, whatever. Negative things happen all the time, but it's the way you deal with it that make them either a big negative or a big positive. So everybody listening, try and think of something, like, just throughout the week occurring, the next time something a bit shit happens, turn it into a positive social media post, because that's definitely relatable. It definitely relates back to sharing your journey. And I mean, Erin, you've got a week of training left to go, so I'm sure that you'll find something.
I had that moment today, actually, and it's funny that you're both here, because on Friday, practice day, I had a nail model, my first ever set of acrylic extensions, and I cut her twice, and I was so defeated and frustrated with myself. And then Penny gave me like a real blunt but honest pep talk, and then one of Penny's suggestions was to use sharper files, and that was like a mistake I made. So today I was like, Jessie, can I have a new file? So Jessie asked me for a new file, and it helped me to sort of achieve one of my challenges, which was time. I finished overtime. I was still the last one, but I was closer to.
Okay, 6 minutes overtime.
Yeah, but I was still, but
do you want to elaborate, Erin, on why the sharp file was a good thing? Because I think a few people will go, what? You're going to cut less people using a sharp file? Do you want to explain why that was the advice?
That was the advice because it does what you want it to do. It's like cooking with a blunt knife. A blunt knife is a dangerous knife. It does what you want it to do first time. And with filing, I was starting to use more aggressive pressure and motions. And in myself, I felt myself getting frustrated. And I stopped myself today getting like annoyed and being like around the cuticle area, because as much as I need to be gentle, I need to get the job done. So get a tool that does the work for you.
Yes, I love that.
And I had never sort of heard that theory before. And she was just like, Penny was saying that maybe my file is too blunt and that's why I cut someone. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then she explained it and I was just like, oh, yeah. So, like, if you've got you're more efficient with a tool that works properly. And I was just like, yeah, sure. Here are some new files.
Yeah, if a file is blunt, then you're having to force it to do the work. So you're having to put more pressure, you're having to be more aggressive. So you are more likely to cut someone. But so Erin's analogy with the knife is perfect. Like if you have a blunt knife and you're like, oh, just go through whatever you're cutting, that's when you slip. Not when your knife's perfect.
Exactly. And
so that discussion ties in really well with our accountability moment for this week, because we do like to brag a little bit about Monaco being a community and not just a haphazard mix of individuals. So we feel like we are sort of all in this together, and we do like to keep each other accountable by holding each other to quick little reminders. So the accountability moment this week is, have you posted on Instagram today? Jessie, have you posted on Instagram today?
I've posted on Monaco Instagram.
Doesn't count.
No, I posted last night, but guess what, Penny? Guess what I've got to post tonight on my personal page?
Is it a video, Jessie?
It's a video. So I have got a post planned.
Yeah. And you're just wanting me to admit that I didn't post a video like you reminded me last week, like you reminded me the week before.
Yeah, and you skipped over one-ups. Like
I did, but only because of timing. It was a timing thing. Erin, have you posted on Instagram today?
I've done stories. I did them about 5 minutes before podcast.
Did you post the one with the glossing gel?
No, I need to. I might make that a real post.
Because usually, so we did an afternoon of nail art, and I do embedded glitter and glitter faded glitter. And then I always prep the students. I'm like, get ready for the best part of your day. And Erin was like, okay, I have to film this. And it was putting the glossing gel over the filed glitter.
Yes.
And she caught it on her phone, and I was like jealous because I'm like, dang it! Like usually I get that one.
Erin, you need to tag us in your stories so that we can share them, because they're so good. Like I just looked at the ones from today just now, and they're so good.
Thank you.
Tony said she posted on this morning on Insta.
That she did?
Yeah, she's really, really onto it, Tony.
She can have all the points. Erin definitely nailing the stories, but Erin needs to post more on Instagram, actual feed.
Yeah, I need some content. I think glitter.
I have to go watch some now.
Glitter top coating is straight up content.
I haven't posted on Instagram today, but it is normally part of my daily to-do list. So I post on that. I post on the Monaco one. I clear my emails. I do the banking, like that sort of daily list. But I just sometimes if I'm short on time, then that's the thing that gets left off because it's not the end of the world. So I just need to, like we've talked about before, I need to sort my routine out in a way that there aren't days where there's not much time, or the days are few and far between at the very least. But yeah, so I have not posted on it today, but I will post on it tomorrow morning. when I do my list again. What's that?
You're forgiven.
Thanks. You're so lovely.
I have a tip for Erin, because I just watched her stories too, and they were really good stories. But what you could do is you could save some of your stories to put on your feed, because you might not get everybody that follows you on Insta seeing your stories.
Yeah.
So maybe save 1 or 2 to put on your feed as well.
Are you doing highlights as well, Erin?
That's why I put all of them on the stories, but I will do it.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah,
I have a Monaco highlights, because hopefully as people be like, where did you train? I'll just point them to the Monaco highlights.
Yeah, perfect.
With the website, and I think I'll post the French. My French is a post.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
How good.
So just before we wrap up, I want to take a minute to remind our Kiwi listeners about our 2 brand new colour gloss collections that we do have in stock now. So Shirley Devoted is 6 blush shades. It's the annual wedding collection. And So Fly is 6 different colours that are about as bright as it gets. It is the Northern Summer collection. So you can visit us. We're in Ellerslie and Auckland this week, or you can email shop@monaco.ac.nz to order them. But with that done and dusted, before you disappear, please like our page or follow the podcast so that you don't miss the next episode. We will be back just after 5 p.m. next Monday. Until then, Erin, shout yourself out again. Where can we find you on Instagram?
At Serene Nail Studio, all one word.
And not on Facebook yet?
Not yet, just at Serene Nail Studio.
Perfect. And Jessie, shout yourself out. Where can we find you between episodes?
Shine Nail Design NZ.
Awesome. And mine is Penny Lawler Nail Artist, but we'd also love if you followed Monaco Nail Academy, all one word, on Facebook and Insta. Until next week, when we'll be back again, let us know in the comments what you've got coming up. We love to chat in the comments after an episode with you guys that have been listening. But in the meantime, have a great week, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.